Kettlebells are a great way to build strength and conditioning at home with minimal tools. Today we're going to go through a simple flow that helped me build the basics of strength and conditioning with a kettlebell by doing a deadlift, a row, a clean, a press, and a goblet squat, and kettlebell swings. But which weight do we use? The 8 kilo, the 12 kilo, or the 16 kilo? Well, it really depends on your current level of fitness and your current level of skill with a kettlebell, because kettlebells are a lot about technique as well as about strength and conditioning. I personally started with the 8 kilo, I've worked myself up to a 12 kilo, and I'm working my way to a 16 kilo with everything. Some things come easier with the heavier weight because I'm stronger or have better technique. Some things I just find impossible to do with a heavier weight, and I use lighter weights to be able to practice the technique, build the strength and conditioning over time to be able to perform them well. So I would always suggest starting as light as possible, understanding the movements first, and getting comfortable with the weight and way kettlebell moves before moving up in weights. But there are different ways to do it. Maybe you have learned kettlebell techniques before and you're able to do this with a heavier weight, or you have good movement and mobility and you're able to use a heavier weight. But if you're not sure, lighter is better, because one of the main goals is not to get injured, but to get stronger over time so we can do more. So just be mindful of that. I'll be demonstrating everything with an 8 kilo this morning, and that's where we'll start off, because it is day one of a transformation with kettlebells. For this training, we're going to use an every minute on the minute schedule. That means we're going to set a timer for 1 minute. We're going to do some work and wait for the minute to pass before we move on to the next set. And we're going to do that 10 times. So it's relatively short, but you'll see we'll get quite some work done. The first minute, we're going to be doing the flow, which is a deadlift, a row, clean, press, squat. We're going to do that 3 times. And then we're going to do kettlebell swings, 5 on the second minute, and repeat that 5 times. So that's a total of 10 minutes of work. So deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Set it down, and let's wait for the minute to pass before we do the swings. The whole purpose of this way of exercising is to build strength and conditioning over time, because on day 3, because we're going to skip a day tomorrow, on day 3, what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 sets. So we're going to, 6 sets of everything. So we're going to keep adding sets until we're at 20 minutes of work for 5. And set it down. And then we wait for the minute to pass again. And over time you'll see that something like this is going to turn into your warm-up as you do more complex, heavier work with the kettlebell. But when we start, this is a great way to get started, to get a full body workout in, and to work on both your strength and your conditioning, and most importantly, your techniques. By the way, I'll link deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Set it down. I'll link the playlist with some of my tutorials, so you can have a look if you have any questions. And there are very good tutorials on different places online, also linked in the description, for some of the basic techniques to help you get started. Moving on to the swings. This is a power move, so you want to thrust the hip forward and let that momentum and energy released carry the kettlebell up. You don't want to be pulling from your arms, neck or back. It is really the thrust of the hips that propels the kettlebell up and into motion. All right, we're going into the third set. And we're not doing anything heavy, we're not doing anything crazy. We're just familiarizing ourselves with the movements, and we're familiarizing ourselves and our body with the flow and the challenge of working for 10 minutes every minute on the minute with the kettlebell. And on day 3, we will work on 12 minutes. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. Deadlift, row, clean, press, squat. That's 3 times. See? And once we get to 20 minutes of work, so that's around day 5, we're going to go back to the first set, and we're going to see if we can add not 3 flows but 4 flows into that first minute. And we're also going to increase the number of swings over time. Swings, hike up, thrust. And you'll get used to doing that, and we'll be moving into one-armed work at some point as well, probably when we're capable of doing a good 20 minutes of work, meaning 10 swings and 5 repetitions of the flow in a minute for 20 minutes straight with about a 12 kilo. Then we'll start working on the one-handed stuff. You'll see, you'll get there quick enough. So with the 8 kilo, the 4th set. Deadlift, row, press, squat. Deadlift, row, press, squat. Deadlift, row, press, squat. 4th time. And it might seem a bit tedious to wait, but a part of the conditioning training, and you'll see your heart rate goes up as you're doing this, is that the every minute on the minute schedule, depending on the complexity or simplicity and the volume, the number of repetitions that you're doing, can become quite intense and hard. If you don't believe me, check out some of my morning live streams and workouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I did 6 or 7 swings there, sorry. Now we're going to do the final set. So the flow 3 times and kettlebell swings. And then we're going to be done with this workout for the day. Don't overdo it on day one. Keep it calm, keep it simple. Be in this for a longer period of time, because you really start to see the impact and effect of kettlebell work as you grow stronger and more conditioned over the course of 2 to 3 months. And we'll add in some progressions, by the way, over time. So, deadlift, row, clean, press, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, deadlift, row, clean, press, squat, 3 times. There we go. And the final set of swings. And that's it. We're done with this workout. On to the next. Take a day of a break. There's a video that I'll add to the playlist about discovering the why of why you're training and why it is important to understand your motivation to do this, which is a great thing to think about when you go on a 30-minute walk on the in-between day. And then we'll be back on day 3 to talk about to do a 12-minute workout. So we're adding 2 minutes of working time to the workout. Thanks for watching, friend, and remember, wherever you are, you're good just the way you are. Got to love ourselves before we can move on. And the only way to get anything done is by showing up and doing the work. So I'll see you tomorrow.